All right, number 10. We have one last truth table, I believe, and this one has 16 parts. I think that means they're going to go through all possible scenarios of changing R, S, P, and Q to either true or false. And I'm going to extend the table. I'm going to add a row that negates R and a row that negates P because we're going to need to see those. So I'm going to write it all down beforehand. It may not be in the same order, but we will get all the cases and we will be able to determine the proper truth value having seen all possible scenarios. So right now I'm just going to make the table and try to fit it all on one sheet. In the computer, as we move down, we're going to lose some of those headings and you won't know which one was in which column. So we have R, and then we have S, then we have P, and then we have Q. And now I'm going to make an extra column that will negate R. So I'm going to do negate R. And I'm going to make another column that will negate P. My mouse is over top of it right now. That's negate P. So we need to see those because those are the letters we're going to be looking for. And then we have 3 more columns. So I'm going to split this into 3 pieces. All right, so the first input is the negation of R with the symbol and then S. So with and symbol, I'm going to go ahead and remind myself, and the rule is true and true equals true. That's the only thing I need to see. And then the next column we have negate P, and then we have or Q. So the or says I'm looking for false or false, and that will be a false statement. Okay. And then in the last section, we're going to be combining those two. So I have a negate R and S, which we will have already answered here. And then that in the middle is or, and then I have a negate P or Q. And we will already have answered those. And what I will be looking for with the or in the middle is, again, false or false gives us a false statement. So we're going to have 16 of these. Trying to make them across. Eight, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16. There we go. Able to squeeze it all in there, but I'm going to have to move this up because we won't see everything on this one sheet. Okay, so first they start us off with everything being true. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in the whole thing right now. So we'll probably, and it might not be in the order on the computer, but I'm just going to try my best. I'm going to let all of them be true and the last one be false. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift false through each scenario. So I'm going to have true, true. Now I'm going to make this one false. And then true, this one false, true. So this one's going to be false, true, true, true. And now I'm going to go through and let 2 elements be false. So I'm going to say the first and second are false. And these 2 are true. This time I'm going to say the first and third are false. so every other. And now the first and fourth are false. Now I'm going to shift this to now be the second and third are false. False, false, true. And now I'm going to shift to be the second and fourth. And then I think the last case will be the second or the third and fourth. So I have a true, true, false, false. And now we're going to have three of them be false, one of them be true. So I'm going to have false, 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 true. And I'm just going to shift the true through to the beginning. False, false, true, false. And then I'm going to do false, true, false, false. And then true, false, false, false. Now we're going to let all four of them be false. So again, this may not be the order that they do in the computer. You couldn't see all of those, but this is what I've completed. And we're going to answer them, and then once I have them answered, I'm going to put them into the computer. So we're going to negate R, so do the opposite. So this is going to be false. And then I'm also going to negate P. So this is going to be false. So now I'm looking at R and S, this negation of R and S. The rule says true, true is true. I don't have that. So this means false. Now I'm going to look at not P or Q. So negate P and Q. The rule for that one says they both have to be false to be false. I don't have that, so that means it's true. Okay, so if you don't meet that condition, it's the opposite one. And then now I'm looking at this one. So again, the rule says false, false is false. I don't have that, so this is true. So this is going to be my first scenario, false, true, true. And then we're going to come here and do this one. So I'm going to negate R. So again, this is going to be false. I'm going to negate P. This is going to be false. And now we'll do this one. Negate R. Sorry, this column. Negate R is this one, and S is this one. The rule says true, true. I don't have that, so that means false. This one, negate P, this column, and Q. No, negate P is right here, and Q here. So the rule says false, false, and that is what we have. Okay, so that means false. And then the last column, I'm looking at these two. The rule is false, false. That's what we have, so that means false. So again, we're going to negate R. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down the column and do all of them. Just doing the opposite of R. False. False. This is going to be true. True. This is going to be true. This is going to be true. This one will be false. 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 And I'm running out of room here. Just remember this column and this column. So this is going to be true. 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 False. And true. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with P. I'm going to negate all the P's. So this column here. So opposite of false is going to be true, false, 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 true, false, true, and then false. This is true, running out of room. Okay, so this is the P column, although you can't see it anymore. This is true, this is false, this is true, this is true, and this is true. Okay, so we have all those, so now we can go across. So negate R and S. Rule is two truths, don't have it, so false. And then we are looking at negate P and Q. Rule is false, false is false. Don't have that, so true. And then with this column, looking for false, false. So don't have that, true. Negate R and S again. Negate R and S have to be both true. I see a false, so that means false. Negate P and Q have to be both false. Don't have that, so true. And then these two, doing or, have to be both false. Don't have that, so true. So as we go down, we'll continue this process. I'm going to go ahead and start entering this because this is getting long and I don't want it to take 30 minutes. So the first case we've already completed. We have false, true, true. So the second one actually does line up. It is true, true, false. So we've already done it. We get all false. The third row, and that looks like it's matching up. They're just shifting the false through. So this is the third row. We got false, true, true. Fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're here, true, false, true, true. We got false, true, true in that scenario. Okay, so here's where I have stopped, the rubber meets the road. So we're going to fill in this. So we have false, true, true. So what I'm looking at is negate R. My rule is they both have to be true. So if I have R here, I negate it, that's true, looks good. And then I'm looking at S, true, so both true, put a true here. Negate P is here, and what we're looking for, both false. So when I negate P, that is false, and then when I look at Q, that is not. So that means this is a true statement. And then I look at these two, so or, both have to be false, don't have that, so this is true. So as long as you have this rule handy, you can do all these. It's nice to go ahead and be looking at these as well, because it's kind of hard to follow, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. So here, my table is off. I think they do 2 false, and I did mine at the front. They did theirs at the back, so it's okay. Negate R is false, and I'm looking for a true and true. So as soon as I get a false, that means that this statement is false, because the rule is they both have to be true to get a true. When I negate that, it's going to be false. Okay, so looking at P, we're looking at or. So 2 false equals false. So negate P, that's going to be true. That means I'm not going to have 2 false, so this is true. And again, following that rule. And so again, we're looking at or. So or says both false is false. I don't have both false, so that means true. So negate R is going to be false, and this rule says we have to have 2 true to be true. So as soon as I get a false, the statement is false. Okay, so with or, if I get a true, the statement is true. So I'm looking for false, false. That's that rule, looking for false, false. Negate P, that's going to be false, so that's good. Q is false, so I got false, false, so that means false. And then doing these two together, we're again looking for false, false. And that's what we have. So false statement. So looking for 2 true. When I negate R, that's true. That's good. Looking at S, that is true. So this is a true statement because we're looking for trues and we got it. This one we're looking for 2 false. Negate P, we get false. And Q, okay, so we get false here. And now we're looking for false, false, and we don't have that. We have true, false, so that means true. So just keep in step with looking at the and the or, remembering what you're looking for. So with this one, looking for true, true. Negate R, that's false. So automatically false, because I need true, true. P, looking for false, false. So when I negate P, this will become true. And I need false, false. So that means true. And then again, I need false, false, and I have a true, so that means true. All right, so we're a little bit over halfway done. This one, we're going to negate R again, and we're looking for true, true. So when we negate R, this is a true statement. And with S, we have a true statement. So we got true, true. That follows the rule. This is true. Then we're going to negate P. We're looking for false, false. So negate P. It was false, but now it turns true. So as soon as that happens, the statement is true. That's with the or. And so this or, we're looking for false, false, and it's not there, so we get a true statement. So now I've lost my column, but I still remember we're doing this order right here. So we're looking for negate R and S, and we're looking for true, true. So if I negate R, which is here, I will get a true. With S, that's false, so I don't have true, true, so that means false statement. Now in the middle column, we're looking at negate P or Q. So negate P is this column. That's going to be false, and we're looking for false, false. Negate P is false. This is not false, so it cannot be false, which means true. And then this column is putting them both together. We're looking for false, false, and that's not the case, so we get true. Alright, so continuing in step, negate R, looking for true, true. Negate it, it becomes false, automatically false. The next column, we're looking for negate P, and we're looking for false, false. So when I negate P, I get a true, which is not going to be false, false, so that means true statement. And then here, I'm always looking for false, false, and I don't have it, so true. I'm just following the pattern. Okay, looking for true, true. Negate this. This is true. This is true, so we get a true statement. Okay, here we're looking for false, false, but when we negate the first one, that becomes true. And so now this statement is true. Looking for false, false, don't have it, so the statement is true. Got three more. Okay, so I'm looking for true, true. And this one is going to become true, but this one is false. So I don't have true, true, so that means false. All right, so I'm looking for false, false. When I negate this one, it becomes false. That one is false. So I get false, false. Statement is false. Looking for false, false. I got it, so the statement is false. Looking for two trues. This becomes true, but this is false. So the statement is false. Looking for false, false. Negate it, it becomes true. So automatically true, because I don't have two falses. And then I'm looking for false, false. Don't have it, so statement is true. And I'm just kind of speeding up the process going by this. It's just repetitive. And then the last one, looking for true, true. Got a false, which is going to negate and become true. So I got a true, but a false. So the statement is going to be false. That rule going to be true, true. The next column has to be false, false. When I negate P, this becomes true. And so I don't get two falses. So statement is true. And I need two false here, and I don't have it, so statement is true. So take some time, okay? Make sure you just negate each of the symbols, follow the rule, and you will be able to answer this one. And as you do, you will get better and a better understanding of this. If you need help, just contact me, please.